This is Bob with Go-To Guys. I want to talk to you about creating an American Forum. The American Forum is to be a discussion for us in America. We're under some troubled times right now. 2011 is entering this country and we've still got 30 million people out of work. We're not acknowledging the 10 million people in the construction sector that are still not working, and all the subcontractors, and a lot of those people can't collect unemployment. They don't show up in our records. So what I'm proposing is something that Ted Roosevelt had done, the president, a long time ago when we were coming out of the wars, and that is the WPA project. I think as a nation we should launch WPA 2 and put 30 million people back to work in America. I'm worried about my grandchildren and my great-grandchildren and what future they're going to have. This country's burdened with $100 trillion worth of debt. Whether it's money that we've stole from ourselves from Social Security or our infrastructure of services that we offer, or whether it's money that we owe in debt around the world. We're crumbling. We can't even come up with a balance sheet. Our foreclosures are at record numbers, and although they may tell you that we're not, the foreclosure industry slowed, it's not slowed. It's at the most rapid rate. We haven't even dealt with the trillions of dollars of foreclosures that are going to hit us in the commercial sectors, in our retail sectors. So we need to, as Americans, once again, we need to take control of this country. We need to tell our political leaders, we need to tell our government exactly what we want as Americans to change this country. So there is some opportunity for our grandchildren and our great-grandchildren. We don't need to live in this devastation. There are answers. We can make changes. We pay 10 to 15 million people every day to stay home and not work. There's no reason for that. WPA worked. We put 8 million people in this country to work. There were upwards of 3 million at one time work in this country. We built 651,000 roads of highways and stuff, repaired and built those roads. We built 125,000 bridges. We built 125,000 public buildings. We built 8,000 national parks and 853 landing fields, not counting numerous dam projects that we put up all over this country. We were proud of what we did. And the people, the men and women that worked at WPA came home with a new sense of position in their life, a new sense with their family, and a new sense of accomplishment for what they can do for their children and grandchildren and the changes that they made in this country. There's 30 million people. We need to go to work. We need to make changes. We don't need a government-operated system. It doesn't work. Our government cannot control what they have. And they've got so many people in this country working for the government in and out. That's not our answer. The answer would be to open up a New York Stock Exchange company. Make 26% of it an ESOP, where it's an employee-owned business, where the people that are working for WPA 2 have a sense of security, where they know they've got a future. Let's open the savings of bonds again in America. Only tax-paying citizens and people that live here have the right to these bonds, or the right to trade these bonds or secure these bonds. $1,000 would be the minimum size of the bonds. We'd pay 5% for 5 years and 10% for 10 years. Showing that you have faith in this system, faith in America again, and that we can put ourselves back on the map. And that there's some security for our children and grandchildren, and we're not leaving them whirling in debt and devastation throughout our country. Let Obama utilize this time to be able to enact his health care system on these 30 million people. If it works there, America's going to look, we're going to be watching, and we will be there and stuff, and we'll be able to transform that into other health care systems if it works for WPA 2. We can solve our immigration problems at this. Immediately, we can start these workers building the border security between Mexico, building what borders we need to shore up with Canada. Not that I truly believe we need these borders, because I don't. I think we are one free country and stuff. I think we have to eliminate the problems of these borders, which are drugs. And that can be eliminated. We'll talk about that later. We need to also take control. We have the position in the world right now. We have money in the world that will come behind on all these projects. Buffett wants to have a railroad system, a high-speed system, north and south and east and west. Those corridors could be built. There's 600,000 bridges and 4 million miles of highway that we're not dealing with. I don't want to fight with the unions. I don't want them crushing these projects before they go on the board. We need to deal with our unemployment. If we deal with our unemployment and we put back into the families and the security that they have, of coming home at night with the accomplishment they feel of working a great day and actually seeing things get done, planning, and being able to see those plans unveiled and being able to put the people to work to make that happen, that's what we need in America today. We need to have strength, we need to have conviction, and we need to have an America forum, something we all believe in. So what I'm asking today is that you will take a few days to think about this, to write down the pros and cons that you see in this going forward, or this working or not working. Put forth your best effort. Talk to your neighbors. Talk to your community and find out what it is that we can do to put these people to work. Definitely we have the money to do it. We're blowing billions and billions of dollars. We've got $50 billion is a big number and stuff on our foreclosures and our banks, bailouts and stuff, that they're just continuing to give Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and the insurance side of the bank all their bad debts. So, I mean, there's plenty of money in America. We're paying 10 to 15 million people to stay home every day. Let's just put those people back to work. Let's put them back into the school of school teachers, back into the colleges. Let's take and make an online university where these 30 million people that aren't working have opportunity for the future. There's no reason we can't give that to Americans for free, as long as they're going to maintain a grade average, that they're willing to put forth the effort to make a change in their families' lives. We have online. You can't tell me it costs a ton of money once those programs are made and bought for and stuff to give it to other people to be able to expand their families' opportunities in America. This is a serious problem. It's been weighing on me for the whole of 2010. I'm not anybody special. I'm a hard-working American like everybody else. Works 14 hours a day, 5 days a week, and half the weekend. And we're not making it. Because you can't make it in America. You can't afford to give health care to people, to your employees. You can't afford to be able to play the game the right way. There's just not enough net earnings at the end of the day. And it's a competitive marketplace out there for everybody. I'm not alone there. You can talk to any retailer, any service company that are using their last 5 or 10 years of savings trying to keep the doors open. We have to make a bold change. We're the newest thing on the planet, the newest area on the planet. There's no reason as a people we can't come together. We're from all over the world. You know, there's no reason we can't start talking to each other again and take and get passionate about putting our people back to work. I vote we open a New York Stock Exchange company. I vote we give 26% of the stock as an ESOP to the employees that are going to be there. They can't vest their stock for 5 to 10 years. But we'll give them the opportunities to make a difference in their family and to have opportunity to change their lives. We'll be able to integrate the people from our immigration in this country. We'll be able to integrate them into this company and be able to figure out the right way that they should pay double or whatever it is they should pay for Social Security and stuff to be Americans, to be able to wave that flag and feel free like the rest of us. We have to do this now. We don't have the opportunity. We are spiraling as a world economy right now. You may not get it on the news, you may get the cherry or the icing on the cake, but we're in devastation. Our banks are in devastation worldwide. We're spiraling with debt worldwide, and we're not making money at our companies on Wall Street. Sure, we're playing with funny money on New York Stock Exchange, but we're not making money in those companies. Those companies are dying from healthcare costs, from cost of goods going up every day, from cost of energy going up every day, and shrinking competition in the world causing the profits to be able to be low to sustain a marketable product. We have problems, big problems. We can solve the problems, or we can look a blind eye at them. My vote is we talk about it. We have Google and Yahoo and Bing and all these search engines put up a big website on all of them called America Forum. And we talk about how we can go back to work as a country. We talk about how we can do these large projects that aren't on the radar for our system today of unions. You know, we can take the back burner projects and put our 30 million people to work. We can put our kids back, we can put our teachers back in our schools, our professors back in our college, and change where we are in America now. There's no reason we don't do it. We don't think our vote counts. We don't think we don't even think that our opinion matters. And that's the problem. We have to take the horns, and we have to make a difference. We have to take and think about how we can make this difference and put it on the books. I mean, I don't know the answers. I can tell you this: the Wall Street company won't be traded stock on the stock exchange or with the hedge funds or the funds around the world. It'll be a private stock bought by Americans only and stuff, and being able to be traded here in the United States. We won't trade the stock on a daily basis. We don't want that. We don't need that here. I myself personally think none of the stock should be traded daily. That you should have to hold the stock for a month, because we're just stealing the cash that are from all these companies that are cash strapped, and they don't have that extra money. But because we want to keep the rich in their position in the world and stuff and what have you, we trade them daily and suck the cash out of those companies. That's not the answer. We should go back to old school, hold the stock for 30 days and stuff, and look at balance sheets and what their inventories are and what the future of their products are. That worked for 30 years in this country, and it will work again. We have to make drastic changes, the way we look at our finances, the way we put on debt, and we have to go back to work. 30 million people working 8 hours a day, 240 million positive hours per day. Ted Roosevelt didn't have that. He had at the most 3 million people working 8 hours a day. That's 10% of what we would have if we put our people back to work. We would solve our inner problems in our schools. We would solve our problems in our communities. We would solve our drug problems, and we would solve our welfare problems, because all those people can work. Everybody can be watching somebody else's kids or doing something in order to push this country forward. We're not going to go back to the Dark Ages. I don't want that to happen. I think there's a class of people out there that have made money in the last few years that aren't very happy where this country is right now. They're not very happy of where we're going. They're not very happy with the